Hey YouTube, I'm going to do a full stack video. I would like to do something a little bit different though. I want you guys to rate and critique my stack. Okay, I want you guys to consider yourselves for this video the silver Simon Cowell and tell me how you would have done it differently. And the hope is that anybody that's new to silver or just building their stack, you know, might learn from your comments or whatever. But let's just have a little fun with it. Like I said, rate and critique my stack. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll kind of go through with what has worked for me and what didn't. All right, so here we go. Let me also tell you guys that the tripod won't be saving you on this video. We're going handheld here, so you might want to take your Dramamine. So to start us off, I've shown you guys before, but I bought 16 proof sets. I'm pretty happy with those buys because they've really held their value. You know, proof sets get cut up every day because it's actually still economical to cut them up. You know, people can get more for the single proof coins, especially in higher condition, than just having the proof set left intact. At some point down the road, that will certainly change as the numbers get smaller and smaller by the day. I have noticed that really these haven't budged in price from when I bought them with silver at a much higher price level. So very happy with the proof sets. If you ever see them and get a good price, snatch them up. Here are my Franklin proof halves. I told you guys before that I bought those on eBay, one coin at a time. That was a mistake, you know, so you end up with a little bit of an overpay. And the bane of my existence, my slabbed Kennedys that, you know, I placed an auction and on eBay, $48 for the 3 of them. And I actually, after I placed, I was like, you know, I really hope I don't actually win these. And then I won it. So, a little bit of an overpay. Live and learn. Let's take a look at some of my constitutional coinage, my junk silver. These are in some of the better conditions that I have here. Got a pretty nice little barber quarter here, 1911. I got that out of the junk bucket. My favorite is my my Standing Liberty quarter. Usually when you see these, they're in really low grade, really slicked up. And when you see one with a lot of the details, it looks like a completely different coin. And that's what I actually absolutely love about it. And this is the Mercury dime that kind of started it all. It wasn't the very first coin I bought, but it really changed my spending habits. You know, I was stopping at convenience stores on the way home from work and just buying like a Diet Coke and a granola bar or something on the way home. And one day I was like, you know what, I'm just wasting money here. So I stopped instead at the coin shop and just bought a dime with that $2 I would have just you know, spent on nothing. And I did it more as a symbol. And here we go. Here we are. So I've got a full roll of Mercs with a partial roll. I've got just some miscellaneous dimes, including my 1875 Seated Liberty that I got out of the junk bucket. Love that find. I've got some BU Washington quarters. Those are the first quarters that I bought. I got those out of the junk bucket as well for spot. Now here's where things kind of went wrong a little bit. Went into the coin shop one day, determined that I was going to come out with some silver, and ended up overpaying. I bought some really rough condition coins here. You know, you can see the Seated Liberty here. You can't even read the date on it. One thing that I've learned is if you go to the coin shop and they don't have the price that you want, it's okay to walk out. You know, I was really determined that I was going to get some silver, and you know, at that time junk silver had been really drying up, and the premiums were really high on them, and I drastically overpaid. And I leave all that silver together in one bag as kind of a reminder. Here I have a roll of Walking Liberties, a roll of Kennedy 90%, and a mixed roll of Franklin halves and Walking Liberties. Here I have my American Eagle rolls. When I first started buying, I was putting my American Silver Eagles into airtights. and I quickly realized that it really wasn't necessary, so I just left them in the tubes. Yeah, I'm not really that anal anymore. I just noticed on eBay that people were getting a much higher price when they were in really immaculate condition and in airtight. So I just wanted to protect my investment. Then we got the kilos. We got the 2011 Rabbit, 2012 Dragon, and 2013 Snake, 2011 Koala, 2012 Koala, and 2013. You know, I do like the Koala coins, and every year that goes by, I will be buying one lunar and one Koala. You know, I kind of can't wait to see what that'll look like in, 7 or 8 years. I'll have an absolute ton. And there's such a low premium on the Koala coins. You know, that's one thing that people have been finding when the premiums really spiked on a lot of the silver. The premiums on the Koala, the premiums on the kilos did not. So it was actually cheaper to buy silver in this form, which I was happy to do. I don't overdo it, but I get one a year of each. So here are my bars. You saw the unboxing recently. So the thinking here was that the premiums on all the collectible silver had stayed strong while the price of silver had dropped. So this seemed like a really good time to load up on some low premium silver. I get a lot more ounces for my money. Whereas if I wanted to buy Lunar Series coins, the price didn't move at all. So the lesson here for me is buy the Lunars, buy the Kookaburras, buy the the Koalas actually came down too, because those are just straight bullion now. But buy them when they're first released. That's when the premium is at its absolute lowest. So this is just some onesie twosie coins that I bought. What happened at the time was anytime I got what I felt was free money, and this was, my birthday, if somebody gave me a check for my birthday, any gift cards that I sold, any little extra money that I made, I would just buy something unique and different. So I got like a 2012 and a 2011 Britannia. I got the first Andy and Cat round. This was the first 5/9 silver. That's why I bought it, just kind of for the novelty. I'm sure I overpaid for it, but the menorah round, the Tukalau Year of the Snake. I bought that when I worked Thanksgiving as kind of a treat for working on the holiday. I've got a few pandas. The 2002 I got by playing the eBay Buy It Now game. Basically, I went to eBay, went to Buy It Now listings, silver, and the first thing that popped up was a 2002 Panda. So I jumped on it for $40, and then that was quickly followed by a 2000 Year of the Dragon Lunar Series coin for also $40. So I jumped on that, and then there was a 2002 Kookaburra as well. I missed out on a year 2000 Panda, which I'm kind of still kicking myself about. I've got some Takus here. Then I've got my Lunar Series coins. Obviously I'm going to hit the Year of the Horse hard when it comes out. But I've got, I believe, 10 dragons. And then I've got 6 Year of the Snakes. The Lunar Series is spectacular. Not only do I love the coins, they hold their value extremely well. So here is my my government bullion. I got the Philharmonics here. And yeah, if I were to buy some more, I would not be putting them in airtights. My Maple Leafs and the rest of my Eagles. And then over here, I've got my my poured Scottsdale bars, as well as my stacker. I do have a Pamp Suisse Year of the Dragon bar, which I absolutely adore. I haven't got the Year of the Snake yet. I will at some point. I've got my Silver Bullet, Silver Shield stuff. Basically, I bought 2 each of the proofs. The Freedom Girl, the Slave Queen, and the Special BU Slave Queen. the thinking at the time was buy 2 of each. If the premium rises on them, I can sell one and subsidize the cost of the other. And that actually worked out really well because 2 of the special BU proof are an error coin. They're listed as copper instead of silver. So if I simply sold those 2, the remaining 4 proofs would basically be paid for free. So I've got 75 moose. I'm really happy with that purchase. They were cheaper than Eagles when I bought them, and they've held their value really well. Again, the reason I love those semi-numis is even though the price of silver has gone from $34, $35 an ounce all the way down to $22, a lot of the semi-numi stuff that I've bought has more than held its value. It's actually gone up. So I've got my my silver bullet, silver shield stuff here. I've got the Trivium. I've got my Slave Queens. I've got my Freedom Girls. I would like to someday have a full set of kookaburras. I don't have many now. I have a 92, a 93, a 96, 2002. What year is that? 2005. And then 2011, 12, and 13. And the koalas are my favorites. Well, one of my. I like the lunar. I guess the lunar series is my favorite. Koala would be a close second. But I'm missing the 2007, 2008. I got the 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, and 13. And then I've got a full roll of the 2002 koalas, as well as there is a full roll. I took one out to put in my koala collection, but I have a 2013 full roll. And I will end with some very special silver. And some of you guys will know why this is so special to me. But I got my 2012 koala with the Berlin Privy. I've got my Debt and Death. I've got my Bahamas 50-cent piece. And I also have some British junk silver here too. So that's it, guys. Let's hear it. This is your chance. You're the silver Simon Cowell. Rate and critique my stack. I'm at 887 ounces. So it's been pretty amazing. Obviously, I'm going to up my goal. I've already surpassed my goal for the year. The low silver price has helped, but what the other thing that's helped is this whole process, the whole YouTube thing, and sharing it with you guys has really motivated me to build my stack as quickly as I can. So I can't wait to see what the rest of the year brings and then going forward. All right, guys, that's it.